good evening, and welcome viewers to a Monday night at MATCHFIT Entertainment. Monday nights means LMU at Rainlight Racing, of course, but you probably already knew that. It is getting well down to the pointy end of the season here at Rainlight Racing's LMU series, and we are at Monza for round 9. I'm Davo, and as always, J-Man right by my side. How are you doing tonight?
Yeah, good evening, Davo. Evening, viewers. Thank you for tuning in once again on a Monday night. This one is heating up, getting towards the back end of this one. And yeah, Monza, what a great place to do it here tonight. 5.7 kilometres of racetrack here. Some famous parts of this racetrack. Obviously, Lesmo 1 and 2 are going to see plenty of action down there in the GT3s, and also the differing lines that traditionally season in, season out that you and I turn up to broadcast these things. The way that these drivers attack parabolic, and you get that traditional inside line drifting out, and then quite often you'll see these guys opting for the high line and cutting back. So that's going to pose some really interesting racing as they come down the Rettifilio straight. So looking forward to this one. Obviously a few times already been laid out there, Dave.
Yes, boys.
A 150.213 from Steve Croston is sitting at the top at the moment.
The guys are out on track, so we will get you some footage quick smart, J-Man and viewers. But we're going to quickly thank, obviously, supporters of Rainlight Racing, as always, SimRacing, with another stunning giveaway at the end of this season. Random draw giveaway. Terms and conditions obviously apply, but yeah, big thanks to all the people involved with Rainlight Racing and their LMU Series 12, I think it is, viewers. So yes, the likes of SimRacing, True to Life Racing, and obviously MATCHFIT coming on board as one of the major sponsors as well, and broadcasting it to you live here on the internet tonight. We will have a little bit of a look at points a little bit later, but firstly, let us get some vision on track. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like 397 has updated their totem, their leader, the tower.
Ooh.
Spit it out. Spit it out, Davo, as well. So there you go. It's a little bit of new, bling on the side there, ladies and gentlemen. So nice work from the boys there. But who we got eyes on there at the moment? Who did you before? Steve Crossland.
Yeah, and he's just jumped into the 49s now, as has Ichikawa. Good to see Isaac back out on track too today.
Very
Davo,
much so.
Looking super speedy. A little bit surprised to see Matty Clark sitting down there, currently P12. I don't think he's delivered his best yet. Obviously extended qualifying that the guys have created for these final ones, these longer format races, and of which, Davo, you got a little bit of intel on that, on what to expect on the duration here tonight once these guys go green in the race.
Definitely, yes. So the final couple of rounds are now 90-minute races to finish the season off. And we, look, both you and I know, J-Man, how the traditional, 75 minutes that they've been running throughout the season definitely just puts them just right in that sweet spot of strategy when it comes to their VE. And we see some stunning, like fuel saving, all sorts of stuff going on from these drivers, even in the 75-minute race. So the 90-minute race is going to obviously mix that up and test these guys. You guys will probably notice the qualifying session may have been a little bit longer here tonight. I think that's maybe just to make sure everybody's got a stable connection with some recent technical issues in LMU at the moment. So these boys always thinking ahead, and making sure these guys have got like a couple of really top quality races to finish the season off. J-Man, I'm excited. Monza always. Look, let's get past T1 first, because that is the most notorious first turn in the whole calendar, and probably in the world when it comes to racetracks. But the rest of Monza is an amazing track to drive, and also to call. J-Man, we love it, don't we?
Yeah, we do, and we love the numbers already. The back end of this qualifying, obviously winding down inside the last 5 minutes. A very, very tidy sector one for Matty Clark now, 36.187 to go the best through that part of the racetrack. And George Goddard now goes to the top. Good to see Georgie back, and super fast on the 49.7 there. Matty just a touch off the mark there. Personal best through sector 2 though at a 37.0. Sees him looking for a healthy lap.
Yeah, Goddard, and there was a little bit of cheeky chatter in the Discord actually earlier this afternoon when the boys were G'ing each other or smack talking each other. I'm not sure. Earlier this afternoon about tonight's race, and it was mentioned that Georgie's back. Okay.
Yep.
So look out, ladies and gentlemen, and clearly, rightly so, the chatter was worthy, because there we go. We see him at the top of the list at the moment. We only have 3.5 minutes to go in qualifying. G'day, viewers, for joining us. Warren Baker, obviously Sue Clark, always supporting the boy as well. Oh, my favourite fan, Blue Hawk, again. Elvis there as well. So nice work, guys, for tuning in. Monday nights here at MATCHFIT Entertainment means LMU at Great Night Racing.
Yeah, interesting little pickup there from Elvis as well. Obviously, drivers that did get in safely allowed to do 5 hot laps. So obviously 1 out lap, 5 hot laps would see them somewhere around about the 6 outright. I do see a couple of 7s in there. So that's it's an interesting call.
Yep.
Maybe a couple of guys maybe missed the memo.
Like
I said, you know, or you said that a little bit of a change up there in the qualifying format, so I'm sure they can be excused. However, George Goddard, 49.7 is very, very impressive, and
it is.
Think
Absolutely.
a tough one to beat.
Absolutely, and I was actually just going to out myself for not getting that same memo, so thank you, Jamie, just for reminding me of that. So thanks, Craig. Elvis, there for popping up. Awesome stuff. Filling even the comms team in on what's going on. Well, somebody's got to do it.
Yeah. What do we know? Pete Dawson, I thought I picked up on a message saying Pete might have been a no-show there, picking up the wife maybe from the airport earlier, but does look to see the Ferrari out there on track.
Yes.
4 of his available 5 laps, so you could argue that one of those maybe is a siding lap, but however, he is out there, is currently P10, 36.5. Sector 1 is very, very much on the money. Obviously, I think Costas Makrolos with a 36.1 was a very impressive sector 1. But Pete on 2 personal bests right now. So 36.5, sector 1, 37.2. Sector 2 is close. It is very, very close. And I think this will see him go definitely top 4 if he can gather up parabolic. A little bit of disconnect in the rear on the way in that time. Just really shows how much he's pushing into there on this flying lap.
And
so he runs it the shortest route to the line.
Well, yeah, like you said, a little bit of a snaggy entry there.
Okay, 50.4. So it only sees him goes up 1 spot to P9.
Oh, look, no doubt. PD from P9. Ladies and gentlemen, anything could happen. Definitely a formidable competitor. So, but probably not ideal and not where expected to be. So, but anyway, we are going to just have a quick look. It's a little bit of a sticky bit at the points, actually, J-Man. And let's just have just a little bit of a breakdown on, like who, what, where is possible over the next 2 weeks. Here we are at Monza for round 9. A few drivers, not many. All the usual suspects are there, but notable mentions. Obviously George back, and Isaac Ichikawa back, J-Man in the fold as well. Omissions, well, first one that comes to mind is Nick Firth, because I know he's away at the moment, you know, surfing and sunbathing and stuff. So nice work, Nick Firth. But there you go. You can see the points. Matty Clark in first position. No surprise, with a fairly healthy lead, to be honest. Kostas Makalos, next cab off the rank, does have some work to do, but a very close battle between himself and Nathan Bewley, and I think both of those guys on track tonight, so that is a points fight we will definitely keep an eye on, as is Gunther Rowe and Joseph Marnie. Is Joseph on track tonight? Yes, he is. So again, very, very close in the points. Pete Dawson and Nick Firth, and we did just mention Nick Firth not on track tonight, so PD will, that'll enable PD to get a little bit of a stretch on that deficit that he's got, which is, mind you, only 2 points over Nick Firth. Robbie Mitchell in 9th, Steve Crossland in the official Sim Blacks number 43 car, the Aston Martin as always, and doing a stellar job lately, but yeah, rounding out the top 10 there, and then from then on, Chris Fraser, Sam Carson, Ken Dugdale, Kenneth Worcester, Hayden Tegley, Perkins, Isaac Ichikawa, who spent a lot of time away as well, and latecomer to the series, Hayden Crossland. I don't need to tell you where that bloodline comes from. And then a couple down the bottom there as well to round that field off, J-Man. Stunning stuff. Where are the boys at the moment? Here. I think we are just about to hit the track again, ladies and gentlemen. So that'll be our cue.
Yeah, some interesting stuff that you just ran through there with the points, and notably Kostas Makrolos starting from row 2, championship leader, Matty Clark starting from row 4 out of P8, and also Nathan Bewley second. Where is
that Kostas Bewley battle? That's tight.
Yeah, so he's out of P11. So yeah,
watch that space. I'll tell you.
One love to Makrolos at this point. Got a great qualifying in and puts himself in a good position. However, as you mentioned, longer race tonight. Obviously, pit stops are going to come into the fray here tonight around management, and so to speak. So there'll be a lot to play out on this one, and we'll keep you up to date with as much as we can throughout the night, just to see where your favourite driver or the interest is around how this thing's going to shape out. But I reckon it'll be a big one, and like you said, Davo, getting down through turn 1 is critical here. We have often seen in sim racing, turn 1 at Monza can be the catalyst for the way your night shapes out. So fingers crossed for all the drivers out there tonight that they get this one done nice and clean, and short formation, which we always appreciate in the broadcast booth, as they start on the
it's on the back straight there.
Heading down to Parabolica. So it'll be nice and tidy. The line is relatively close, I believe, to the exit. Well, closer, you know, it is a big, long straight. So,
well, look, all it makes me think is that, they, you know, with the rolling start, no matter how short or long it is, it just means they're going quicker when they get down to 1. So, hold your breath, ladies and gentlemen. I know. All of us here in the comms box always just like a bit, you know, like what, anything could happen. So look at that field as the boys start rolling. George Goddard, Steve Crossland, Kostas Makrolos, Isaac Ichikawa, Gunther Rowe, Hayden Crossland. Nice work to see him in place. Some talent right there. Robbie Mitchell in 7th, Matty Clark in 8th, Pete Dawson in 9th, and Sam Carson rounding out the top 10. Awesome. Another omission I have just noticed actually too is Lee Perkins, not in that field of cars either, who we do quite a see in the Bumblebee car. What is it? I think he's in the Lambo. Yes. So,
yeah.
There you go. But still, good field cars, nonetheless, as they roll and around and out of Parabolic are probably one of the easiest corners you could form up a grid of cars. But then, ladies and gentlemen, you go green, green, green for round 9 here at Monza. And then this is what turns up next.
Oh, it's side by side all the way down the straight as Steve Crossan and George Goddard. Macrolos searching. And look at the run. Gunther Rowe got split the difference down the middle on row 2. And Ishikawa might hold firm here. Oh, and a rotation already for Costas Macrolos.
I think they might have actually J-Man, which is good. And Marty actually just taking just a little smidge onto the infield there just to try and avoid all of that malarkey there. But look, really, really good start. I've actually thought Gunther did well. He looked like he yielded a little bit just to stay out of that. It was 3 wide running up to 1 there, and he just got out of it a little bit, but still tagged the back of, I think it was Macrolos in the pit car in the process. But these guys managed to all end up pointing in the right direction. Pete Dorse up in 7th. J-Man, good start from George and Steve Crossan though. Look at that. Viewers immediately out off and looking forward already. Goddard, killer lead.
7/10
Wow.
already in this opening lap, so he really has got that thing away beautifully. And you know, fresh air here right now in the early stages. Be very good. Obviously, Steve Crossan, if he can tag on the back and try and make some energy, we know what that means in the shorter format races. So obviously, it amplifies here tonight. Should you find yourself maybe in a little bit of traffic and settle into a rhythm and just roll out of that gas pedal where you can and make a bit of time in the pit lane, that could become quite fruitful later on. So good start for Georgie Goddard. Once again, Costas Macrolos, I guess the loser out of that one, down out of P2 down to P6, P4 down to 6. Matty Clark, he's moving up. He's PA. I think he's still stationary actually, so relatively sedate start there for Clarkie as Dawson looks to the inside of Macrolos now down to 1.
Absolutely, and look, I will correct myself actually, because it looks like Lee Perkins must have just snuck in there, because I think he started in last position, but he has just snuck in there before that race starts, so nice work from Lee, representing as always. That guy is very busy behind the wheel. Damn, he does some racing, and we love calling him very spectacular no matter what he's doing. So, top 3, J-Man, Goddard, Crossland, Rowe, doing a stellar job. Then
good start for Hayden Crossland as well.
Hayden's in amongst that, as is Isaac actually, and then there is a bit of a gap to Macrolos. Remembering Macrolos did get a little tangle with Rowe there in T1. Both came out relatively unscathed, and actually the cars don't look damaged whatsoever. So very lucky for those boys, because we already talked it down pretty much, and everybody knows how much carnage we can get in T1 at Monza here, no matter what size the field. PD, like I said, really jumped up into 7th, but we've got Matthew Clark not far behind. So how long is PD going to be able to hold that position?
Mate, a couple of techie issues. The dog decided he wanted to try and hang himself in my mic cord.
Pull some cables out.
Yeah, crisis averted there. One loves a mischief Shih Tzu. Anyway, George Goddard, 1.5 seconds already over 2 laps. Is an impressive start to this one. Joseph Marnie's raced incredibly well this series. Got a lot of work to do at the moment. He is back there at 14th and put a lot of pressure on the back of Ken Worcester. Chris Fraser, Lee Perkins in the back shot on that one there. So nice little battle going at the back of the field as well. Obviously action aplenty up and down this field, but right now for me the front 3 have kind of spread. They've just already settled down early in the piece, and it's not till we get realistically to Macrolos trying to just mount that challenge back on Hayden Crossland and Ichikawa. So Ichikawa through in the recent past on Hayden Crossland, so he got that job done Matty Clark still sitting in P8, flies up the road on Pete Dawson. Pete Dawson up a couple, started this one in P9, currently sitting P7. It's a nice start to the race for Pete. We know he plays a long game, Davo.
Definitely, J-Man. So, yeah, definitely. Is that a game for PG? I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah, started P9, mate. P9 was the starting position, and City made bank. He got a clean getaway through a little bit of the, just a little bit of chaos at turn 1, lap 1, as Macrolos looks to the inside of Hayden Crossan. So Hayden Crossan with a good start, but got a lot of pressure coming. Some very accomplished racers just sitting up and behind him, and just that look alone there from Costas on Hayden created a little bit of doubt and allowed Crossan, Hayden, by that manner, away a little bit, and it's made Macrolos vulnerable to the straight line speed of the Ferrari. And I just wonder whether that tag on the rear at turn 1, turn 2, lap 1 may have just hurt the aero on the rear of that Lamborghini ever so slightly.
Yeah, so a little exchange there. PG put the pressure on J-Man.
Yeah, nice to see further up the front that that gap is stationary at 1.5 seconds. Those guys mirroring each other's times, both in the 150.7s last time round to be the two fastest cars out on track, George Goddard, Steve Crossan. So Crossan showing the ability to run the leader's pace. However, just got that 1.5 second gap in between them. Maybe he's comfortable with that sort of bit of air gap as he throws it in to Lesmo 2 with a little bit of sideways action. Just have to watch that. We know that we've seen that Aston Martin get that snap oversteer on occasion throughout the series. Just needs to keep a handle on that. Just the balance of that car as that tyre wears away can obviously get a little tricky.
Getting a bit of in-car footage out of Costas Backer. Lost his car there and just noted Hayden a little bit deep into the chicane down at the back of the circuit. There's allowed Costas probably apply a little bit more pressure than Hayden would like. So that's been a good battle so far. Hayden with only new to the series, late comer series, but obviously coming from a fine bloodline in Stephen Crossan's family. But yeah, it's showing some talent immediately once he sort of got his head around the LMU package. So nice work. PD.
Early pickup just behind PD and noticeable this early in the piece, and we talked about it a few weeks ago after the boys came off of an endurance duty weekend race. About Matty Clark turning the corner and working out how to go fast and make energy. I can tell you now, already this early in the piece, that Matty Clark is the most efficient car out there at the moment as far as the VE is concerned. I watched him with a big lift down the front straight there behind PD. Absolutely no urgency this early on from Matty Clark to try and put anything on these boys. He will be monitoring the overall. You know, he currently sits 8.3 seconds off the lead of this race, and we know that you know, big undercuts can be upwards of sort of 7 to 9 seconds. So just he'll be monitoring this, and he's making energy at the moment. He's already got 2% over the car in front of him that he's looking to put a move on right now. So I make myself eat my words there because I didn't think he was showing any sort of commitment to moving forward. However, the opportunity presented itself, and Matty Clark as a racer, he certainly had a good look.
Yeah, look, the camera, and it was, I suppose, to be expected from Clark, but you know, like you mentioned, a good chance for him also to do some conserving around VE and fuel and tyre and alike. But the camera guys have not been able to get their eyes off this little battle here, which is the Ken Dugdale, Robbie Mitchell, Sam Carson battle, which has been a little bit spicy the last lap or so, and continues to do so as I think Carso and Mitchell side by side again.
And he's, so right in there, Dugdale, Carson and unfortunately, Mitchell there, Robbie, just got a little bit sideways.
Yep.
Out of turn 2, so that just compromised his run. But yeah, no, good little battle going on there. Yeah, still a lot of lift and coast. I don't want to give Matty Clark secrets away, but I think we're safe because the rest of them that
Too late.
that are in the phase are out there on track. So if they haven't started doing what he's doing, I suspect he's
Pretty too late.
yeah, but he's certainly 78.4% versus 76.9 for the leader of the race. He's playing the very much the long game, and like I said, it amplifies here given the fact that that it is what 90. Did you say, Davo?
90 minutes tonight.
Yeah, 90 minutes. So
and
there's a lot on offer if you're going to play the long game here. We saw, I think it was it George Goddard at Le Mans a couple of seasons ago that did it incredibly well.
Amazing. Really early days actually in the LMU days too. That was, and did a great job. A very long race actually, to be honest, J-Man. I think they were 2-hour races back in the day then, and did a stellar job to bring the Mustang. I'm pretty sure it was the Mustang home. I think everybody, including George's surprise. But yeah, look, great tactic, and I think all of the boys took a lesson that night, and these guys drive a vastly different strategy, or race, should I say, overall these days. To see the cars file through the first corner there, nice and tidy, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, but Bewley is going incredibly well. Good pickup, Sue. I was just actually had my cameras on Nathan Bewley, and looks to be making energy as well. I watched his lift and coast into turn 1 behind Matty Clark, and he made ground, but yet was off the gas a lot sooner than would be expected at that point. Generally these guys are pretty aggressive on the throttle down into there, maximising the lap time. 150.3. considering is the lap time for the leader right now. He is going super quick. Got that margin out to 2.7 seconds now. So George is very much going for a run, rabbit, run situation. He's just going to try and get to the checkers the fastest way possible on the track, as opposed to maybe less time on the jacks. However, Matty Clark got a little bit to think about now with Nathan Bewley.
I just picked up on that myself, actually, J-Man, and we're actually just pumping Bewley's tyres up there a little bit only a moment ago, and so the camera guys just held that camera for a little while, and then, well, I'll be there. He is tucked well up underneath the back wing of Matt Clark at the moment, so giving Matthew plenty to think about. Look at that trio that's just in front. That is Hayden Costas and Pete Dawson. Look at that battle going on down into one there. PD smartly just holding back, just leaving an extra half a car length or so back from what's going on in front of him there. But great little trio there, which is from Hayden. I think Hayden's in 5th, so that's 5th, 6th and 7th there. So good fight through this top end of the mid pack, really. We know Gunther is in touch with Isaac just in front of these guys. But from Hayden down, we've got Hayden and Costas and Pete Dawson. We've got that Lee Clark and Nathan Bewley battle that you can see it's clearly literally just tucked in behind there as well. Obviously, Cast and Mitchell. We only had cameras on moments ago as well, and they were in the thick of it. And so that, you take it back to Mitchell, that's 12 positions. So that from 5th to 12th is it's a bit of a train there, isn't it, J-Man?
Yeah, and it's an interesting one. I'm looking at the Bewley, Matty Clark strategy here. They're obviously both, I think, if we get the opportunity to talk to these boys, whether we do or we don't, I think there's a clear strategy here. I think even Bewley, like he ranged up on Matty and no real urgency. He has got Ken Dugdale tucked in behind, so just to be a little bit careful there. But just watching the clock, and these guys now slipping towards 11, 12 and 13 seconds away from the lead of this race. And, they'll be fully aware about what's to be made over a long run. These guys are pretty smart operators when it comes to all things strategy, but it looks to be at this early stage only eight laps into this race of a predicted, well, 9 laps now into a predictive 46 odd laps. It's a big call when you got somebody out there running 150.3s at the top, and then you got Maddie and Bewley running high 50s to low 51s. It's a lot. It's that margin's going to look unassailable at some point, I would think. But look, like I said, these guys are smarter on the numbers than we are. I think when it comes to once the lights go out, they've got a plan.
Yeah, I don't even think so. I know so. and mind you, they're doing it on the fly, aren't they? When it comes to a lot of this stuff, because the race can change, vastly change in front of them. Like for instance, T1 can change your race in a blink of an eye. So yeah, good solid. Look, we've got to give all these boys a big pat on the back too, mind you, for what has been pretty much an incident-free start to the race. A little bit of elbows out stuff into one, no surprise, but good clean stuff, J-Man.
Yeah, no, it is. It's and such as this category and the community here, these boys know what they're doing, and it's interesting that you and I have been here for a reasonable part of the development. You could call it the development. These guys got on amongst this platform into a league environment pretty early, and we've watched it develop and watched the drivers develop. And even of recent times, we talk about Matty Clark learning to drive this thing fast and make energy. So that wasn't so long ago. As we see a big challenge now of Pete Dawson, we saw him with some good straight line speed, and Matty Clark getting a double draft here too.
Look at this lot.
Yeah, and I think Pete favours himself to go round the left-hand side into one and have rights for the second phase here. And Costa's going to run it down in there, but I reckon Pete's got a good shot here.
Tidy stuff.
And shuts the door on it. That was critical.
Man,
that was critical.
What a pass. Look, that is worthy of a replay. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And here it is. And thank you to the replay gods at LMU as well. A little clunky, but they do work. So, yeah, big shout out. The boys over at the LMU broadcast control mob. Sure, I should know their name. I should tag them in here somewhere as well. So nice work from the boys. The battle continues though, J-Man.
Oh, it does. Costas was looking for an outside move.
What's happening?
But it was basically, he was having a good look.
And hasn't that bunched? Look, and we'll get out of the bonnet of Dugdale's car here, or maybe let's go Bewley.
Yep.
Because look how close that's the four of them. Back to Dugdale here. He is on this. So 5 cars, ladies and gentlemen. So that is 6 and 2/10. Yep. What a mid pack! Like seriously, it doesn't get much better than that. Nose to tail after how many laps now, J-Man?
So we've just the leaders crossed for lap number 10. So commencing 10, these guys will come around here shortly. It's interesting that little battle pack there, the exchange between Pete Dawson and Costas Macrolos with obviously Matty Clark in tow, meant that basically Hayden Crossland could step out by about 1.6 odd seconds, I believe, somewhere like that. Obviously closes up under brakes, but as it plateaus out, he did make good gains as Bewley turns up to the party very heavily down into one.
Yeah, so Peter actually just only marginally stretched his legs, stretched his gap there, and stretched the legs of the Ferrari there a little bit over Costas Macrolos as well, just in that little exchange there. And even into one there, we saw Matty Clark having another crack at Macrolos in behind Pete. So, that just gives Pete that little bit of breathing space. He can just sort of, take a couple of breaths and refocus and, carry on. Very exciting stuff, but definitely good for Hayden Crossland, J-Man. You are right. It is really giving him some breathing space. Those guys well back now from that Aston Martin. So nice work. You can see him in the background there. We just got eyes on Hayden there, and look at that lot behind. It's an angry little bunch of cars, and these guys are fighting. And that was Bewley just off the track there.
Oh,
just
yeah, gives
a
an
smidge.
opportunity for Dugdale.
So Dugdale through.
And who's that sneaking through? Is that Sam Carson as well? So I reckon Bewley's really committed to the fuel run here, but the numbers don't stack up for that at the moment. I mean, I'm looking at them. He's got a 5-lap average of around about 4.1% usage, and when we compare that to the likes of Matty Clark, he's definitely on the strategy. He's 3.8. The other car that's super efficient is Gunther Rowe's Porsche, currently sitting in P4. He's 3.8 average as well, so super impressive stuff there. But look how busy it has got up there instantly. Nathan Bewley goes back a couple of spots and has to deal with Carson and Dugdale, who had their own little battle going on for some time as well.
They did. And it was only the mistake from Bewley that we picked up on there that was lost him those 2 positions. So the boys pretty well, because they were, like I said, they were in their own battle there, and pretty much got gifted that position with Bewley going back. I'm sure he will refocus pretty quickly and keep on moving. What has happened here? It looks like Hayden Crossland may have come off the track here. So this is, so that is Gunther Rowe, actually.
Come back to them.
Yeah. They've got into a little bit of a fight.
And Pete Dawson's gone through on Crossland as well.
It looks like that is Costas Makalos tucked in behind there. Let's just see if we can get another little, just a quick pick up on the whole Hayden. Here we go. Let's go back a little bit further here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just see what happens. So we don't.
I'll just answer Wally Baker's question. So 50.7 is the last lap from the leader of the race, and when we go back down to the battle that we're just looking hot, Macrolos 50.8. So there's some very good times out there. However, a lot of the field in the 51s and 52 zeros sort of thing. So yeah, high 50s now. So not much dig at this point.
No, not too bad. And we just did actually pick up. So we're still unaware of why Gunther's Porsche was back in the clutches of Hayden Crossland, but nonetheless, Hayden did challenge him for position. A little bit of an awkward exchange from the two boys that allowed PD to sneak past there, and I think that in the background there we just saw
Eddie Clark through on Macrolos.
Yeah, the pass on. Yeah, the Clark Macrolos pass there. So let's have another sticky beacon. Excuse the replay intro is a little bit buggy, but that's okay. I'll just be working with it here, and it does give us a chance to revisit these moments which are critical in these races, and just sort of help us understand where and why these guys are in the positions they're in. So nice work, Matt. And you mentioned this earlier, Jamie. It didn't look like he was really in any hurry to make any aggressive moves, was it, to move forward there?
And look, Sue sold us one. She's sort of that Matt's not driving so well and put too much fuel in it. But I think that's a strategy call too. He said, "Mum, can you throw the broadcast team off just a little bit in case anyone else is listening?" And really, it's actually all part of the plan.
Yeah.
I don't think not driving well is part of Matty Clark's vocabulary.
It's not. Just look, and thank you. Who's that? Teggles. Picking up Isaac Ichikawa past Crossland, and there it is.
We'll get a read on that.
We just picked that up on the replay there. So Crossland clearly with an unforced error through the Lesmos, and it looked like Lesmo
easily done.
There. Yeah, easily done. Just the slightest bit offline there, and you are out and done for. So grab this replay. Here we go. Here is the replay that everybody wanted to see, and there it is. It's just a little bit of pinch on the rears there, and the Aston wanted to send Carossi off into the coffee lounge over there just off track, but he grabbed that up and said, no, I've got a race to finish, and now is pointing in the right direction, albeit behind us. Ichikawa, who I saw someone comment in the comment section earlier how well he was doing. And yes, I totally agree.
Oh,
Isaac
yes.
out of the
Just
car.
see that come up.
Isaac out of the car for it's what seems like more than a month, like a long time. He spent a whole bunch of weeks in the comms box with us, at least 4 weeks in a row, and yeah, back in the car and just straight on fire. Look, absolute talent, and thank you, Isaac. And look, absolute talent in the comms box as well. Mind you, multi-talented.
Yeah, absolutely. And good pickup. Did see that just flash up red on my screen. Hayden Crossan with a drive-through. I suspect that's track limits. Monza very much a track, easy to overextend the limits, and it could be potentially just where we saw him go through there. And I think, you know, the early pickup of the curb, too much curb into Ascari, I think could certainly be one of those places that you certainly pick one of those penalties up. And also, I think easily the Delta and the Della Roggia chicane as well. So the second chicane, another one that's easy to pick up a track cut. So he'll have to peel off and get that one done at some point, and that won't please him at all. Started very, very strongly. Just wanted to shine a light at the moment on Georgie Goddard at the moment. 6.7 seconds to the tune up in front of Isaac Ichikawa now. 50.8 last that round. Isaac's hit the switch though, 50.5 last lap around. So he got that move done on Steve Crossan, obviously by mistake, and decided that it's time to go. He is going to try and cut into that margin.
And look, yeah, well, and he's doing all the right things to achieve that as well. J-Man, Steve Crossan actually, look, he's refocused, well, it seems to, and we won't stay on him too long because I don't want to give him the commentator's curse, but he seems to have, you know, like, regrouped pretty quickly after a little bit of an unforced error there. He's sticking with Ichikawa, but we know how quick Isaac is in that Lamborghini or anything pretty well. Let's look back, though. Now, we did touch on this a little bit earlier. There was a little bit of an exchange between Hayden Crossan and Gunther Rowe. We suspect, because we didn't catch it on the replay there, but Gunther might have had a little bit of an unforced error, brought that Porsche back to Hayden, and Hayden made a move. A little bit of elbows out action between the two of them. Hayden coming off second best, albeit it was still all pointing in the right direction, allowed PD, Pete Dawson, to sneak past, and now we see them here clearly. So Gunther's regathered his momentum. He's got PD in tow, and now Hayden Crossan has the likes of Matt Cark, Costas Makalos, and Ken Dugdale to deal with. So just a little bit, I'm sure PD's just going, oh, thank God for that. I can just move forward here. So nice work from PD. Hayden Crossan in 6th position. Matty Clark in 7th. In no rush. Like, he's just keeping that car fast and really just trying to stay out of trouble. Current championship leader with a healthy enough lead to just like bring this thing home without any heroics. So playing the long game, James. Costas Makalos right behind him. Ken Dugdale has not left the back of Makalos's car for some. Sam Carson and Dugdale actually were gifted a position over Nathan after a little unforced error from Nathan there earlier. Nathan now thinking, oh, I really need to get back up there. And so Carson, look, in the 777 there, just doing a stellar job, J-Man, and no slouch, so will be difficult for Nathan to sneak on past.
Yeah, man of many talents. Obviously, in recent times, has run a triple race program. He's obviously been racing LMU, iRacing, and ACC in a calendar week, and I think more focus gone at the moment towards the LMU and the ACC stuff at the moment, and he is certainly doing it well at the moment.
Yes.
He's a very, very handy steerer and makes certainly gets our attention a couple of times a week at the moment.
Yes.
For the better too as well. He's a very stable centre of hands and putting a lot of pressure right now on the back of Dugdale. These guys have been joined for the better part of this this race so far. All effective 16 laps so far. They've been amongst it, so good stuff as we do see Hayden Crossman now come into the pit lane to serve that drive through.
That'll be that drive through, of course. Yeah, look, I think...
And I did notice your data doesn't bring that up, so the good people at LMU, or maybe that's a setting.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I can do anything here. Let's set bring anything up. I don't think so.
What is the collective now for multiple crosslands?
Cross-eye.
Yeah.
Cross-eye.
Yeah.
So, yes, limited data to show you to you viewers, but we definitely get a little bit at our end, so we will translate that to you guys as best as possible. And I'd like to...
It's escalated to a stop-go, so unfortunately...
So that's a speeding and pit lane issue, straight there, isn't it?
Learning curves.
Yep, let's just... Learning curves, straight up. What is this just showing up here? There's a little bit of a flash on my data here. Robbie Mitchell, Nathan Bewley situation here. I'm not sure what's going on here. All I can see is... Oh, that looked like a massive lag spike there for Bewley. I think that was weird. I'm not even sure. I'm not even going to try and call that or show it again, because that was a little bit weird, and all of a sudden Bewley is... Oh, let's have another look, just for shit.
He's having another look at Parabolica as we speak, looking to the outside, but Mitchell drives it down the middle and covers that off.
Yeah, no, that's weird, and you guys are probably seeing that on screen as well. That just hurt my eyes for the second time. But, yeah, awesome stuff. And look, I like to think, J-Man, because we were just talking about guys that we call multiple times across the week in different platforms, in different communities. And I would like to think they're just such big MatchFit fans that, you know, they just want to get on camera, and so they'll just haul themselves out to any community just to get on the cameras at MatchFit Entertainment. So
maybe.
So we've seen the likes of PD, Sam Carson, and Lee Perkins alike join that club. Thank you very much, gentlemen. We appreciate you. So, what hasn't changed in this race? Like, well, we've been babbling on about, you know, race-relevant stuff. That's just important stuff. But George Goddard leading the race has not changed. The only thing that has changed is the gap between him and Isaac Ichikawa, who has now, and like I said, like after that little faux pas from Steve Crossan, he has definitely not let that slow him down and has stayed well in touch with Isaac. So it makes you wonder whether, without that little snaggy mistake there that he had, whether he would still be in front of him, and I suspect that would be the case. So Steve Crossan definitely in touch, and definitely still in third position in this race, which puts him on the podium eventually.
Yeah, 7/10 of a difference in the lap time last round. 150.6 for George, plays a 151.1 for Isaac. However, for me, the critical one is the 25.9% energy remaining versus the 27.1. So, you know, he effectively buys himself a little bit of time. He doesn't buy himself 8.3 seconds, but there's still a fair bit to go. Only 19 laps of a predicted 45.4 now. So, obviously, looking, these guys tracking by way of George Goddard's race pace, looking to maybe, you know, that can change obviously as tyre wear comes into play, and maybe the lap time burns off a little bit. And once we get into pit stops, that might stretch out a little bit. However, for me, it's still that magical number of Matty Clark's. He is still... Okay,
it's that EV burn, isn't it?
He's 28.6, so he's heading towards 5% more efficiency at the stop than the leader it is a big margin. It's 19.2 seconds, and we know it doesn't buy that much, but it does buy the time. Even over the cars in front of him, he has got some margin. So look for Matty Clark, and on a night where if he's not entirely comfortable, if we take what Sue's saying as gospel, which realistically we shouldn't doubt a mum's word.
Well, we shouldn't, but.
No. He'll look to elevate himself up 1 or 2 spots, I think, post pit stops, and bank a heap more points. You got to remember that this is a guy that is very much heavily competing in this championship with a guy that's 2 spots behind him, and then obviously Nathan Bewley P11 at the moment working on a strategy as well. So could still come out of this one extending the points lead going into 1 more to go. So. Big picture here for Matty Clark potentially, and it's probably sitting there quite comfortable at the moment.
Yeah, like it wouldn't be the. Yes, so what we're talking about, and we're talking about obviously the likes of Matthew Clark and the times that he's doing, and the big burn that he's making, and we've called it all throughout the race so far. It's nothing urgent about Matt's approach to the race at all tonight. He's leading the championship, and look, if you can't overtake on track, and we can clearly see that the boys in fierce battles throughout the mid pack that we've seen it. Like, where are we now? We're only just sneaking down to about half race here in an hour and a half, 90-minute race. Then where do you make those positions, J-Man? It's in the pits, isn't it? And that fuel conservation that we suspect we're seeing from Matt Clark will earn him positions, without a doubt.
Yeah. So the stop go for Hayden Croston cost him around about, well, he may have already done that, because I think I'm getting a read on 10.8, 39.4 outright. Yeah. So just burnt off another nearly 40 seconds down there, so it's going to see him go pretty much to the back of this pack.
Oh, do you think he's done the stop-go as well, J-Man?
I think that was just the stop-go, because he's still down on 19.6%.
Yeah, because he had a drive-through and then a stop-go, didn't he?
Yeah, so there you go. That is literally what it takes to go and do the stop-go. So by the time you stop and then get released again, that was 10.8 seconds with an overall of 39.4. So that is super costly. You don't want to be doing that. And I hate to say it, but I don't see that being the last drive-through for track infringements we're going to see tonight. And I don't want to jinx anybody, but that is a factor here at this racetrack. And these guys are pushing so hard as well. Yeah, I'm sure you are, Sue. I don't doubt you. Just you know what media do. They just like to try and spice things up a little bit, make a story out of nothing.
Can I add to Sue's comment? I suspect you are very honest, and I don't doubt that. But I reckon you're a little biased as well towards Matt. So thank you, as always, for your input, Sue. Awesome stuff. So looking over the rear wing of Isaac Ichikawa, who has shown some awesome pace so far, and just a good solid race. J-Man has not made a mistake. Car pointing in the right direction and heading and speedily at that. The car looks fantastic. I love the teeth on the front of that thing. It really does.
Oh, who was that? Matty Clark with a big off. Sorry, Davo.
Oh, let's have a look at that.
And so that's going to cost him a couple. Dugdale, Macrolos back through. So that was at Ascari. Just didn't get the entry.
No. Keeps the car pointing in the right direction, and yeah, did not arrest that car quick enough. Let's just see if we can get actually a better shot of that. We'll do that one more time.
Why is Gunther Rowe so far back? Sorry, mate, if you picked up on it. But Gunther Rowe, a hell of a long way back. I thought he was battling really close behind Pete Dawson. And Costas Macrolos now off. So are the boys starting to run into some tyre and some brake issues? Because Matty Clark went off at Ascari, which is a very high speed flowing course, dab on the brakes, down a gear shift, and then tip it into the left-hander at Ascari, and he looked to make the apex, but didn't make the second one. Actually ran on long, but for me, the one there for Macrolos looks like just completely out of brakes at one.
Yeah, he just out-braked himself by the looks of it, didn't it, J-Man down in the... I'll try and pick up on a row incident here. I don't think we've actually got it, to be honest. I really don't think anything's really showing up here. So I'm not sure how happened to Gunther Rowe, or whether that man has snuck through the pits while we weren't looking. J-Man.
Who are you talking about?
Gunther Rowe.
I can tell you if he has snuck through pit lane.
It should be on your data there, shouldn't it?
Yeah, he has not, and the car is not energised.
Which is a good sign that he hasn't been through the pits. So
no, he's down to 13.7%. So no, he's definitely had a blue there somewhere, mate. And yeah, so unfortunately, it's just gone Australia. He was having such a good opening stint to this race. Excuse me as well. But leader still George Goddard by the tune of 7.8. So Ichikawa still keeping him honest. Crossland at times has ranged up on the back of Ichikawa since that pass was made. He's fallen away a little bit at the moment. He's around about, just having a look, he's a couple of seconds behind him at the moment.
Okay, so we see a little bit of a shake-up here, haven't we? As we we are just over halfway here now, and we can see on our data. I'm not sure. I don't think that the tower shows it here, but these guys are in single digits now, aren't they? Well, the bulk of them are, aren't they, J-Man? So we're going to see a flurry of pit stops. This is why they don't have compulsory pit stops in these races, because the boys just need to stop anyway. So. And we're going to see that very soon.
The likes of Goddard, just trying to pick up where he is on track, but by current energy, he does not have 2 more laps in it. His average burn is around that 4.1%. So he's currently rocking 7.5. I think he's... Oh, no, he's got one more. He's got one more. Looking at the other guys, got a good couple. But Matty Clark... still sitting there on 12.2%. He is kind of the best out there, other than Joseph Marnie, a long way back from the leader, but yeah, 14.5%. That car is now the most efficient, 14.1% remaining, 3.7 average is very, very impressive. So he is definitely, Joseph's driving that to a number, but the gap, the road, he has got around about Marnie, he's got about 3.9 the road to Bewley, so he's kind of a little bit no man's land and got a big margin. He's nearly as close to double the energy that Bewley's got. And we thought Bewley might have been on an energy saving strategy at some point, but not looking like it at the moment. He's very much
like it now,
on par with a good push in the field. So for me, it'll be Matty Clark that'll just press on a bit longer. And we heard from Sue saying that the fuel could be an issue, maybe over-fueled it. I don't know what that means once it comes to stop time, but it'll be all about getting that energy in, as we see 24 of 45.5 predicted. So we are very much it's past the halfway point.
Yeah, and it's fuel stop time. EV is fuel stop time. Just look, stand out for me. I'm just looking at my data here, J-Man. Is Joseph Marnie's VE numbers compared to the rest of the field? Like.
Yeah, but he's just a little too far back. He's been too efficient. You know what I mean? Like it's all good to have that margin, but you know, when you're 31.5 seconds off the lead of the race, obviously he's not racing the leader. He is effectively, I think, still racing Bewley and Gunther Rowe. And he's going to do them for all money in the pit stops as far as time, but how much it'll equate to, good pick up George Goddard in the lane. So we'll get a read on the pit lane time, as also it looks like Pete Dawson has come in as well. If I'm not... Pete Dawson? Yeah, Pete's in as well.
Yeah, PD, and is that Carso actually just sneaking in with those boys as well, by the looks of it? In the 777 car, sneaking his McLaren in between the two. Okay. 3 in the pits. There is George Goddard on his way out. There's Wheels in the pits. Wheels, aka Ken Worcester. Where's your fan club, Ken? Usually they're all over the chat box. But yeah, Ken in the pit lane. But yeah, flurry of pit stops as we see now, ladies and gentlemen. People.
Yeah, so 34.4 is the stationary time George Goddard had to take, and that'll make a lot more sense when we see some of the other cars maybe slightly more efficient come in, and sort of Georgie definitely didn't run one of the most efficient cars out there, as we see him really just laying down the gauntlet as far as the times are concerned.
Costa's actually not doing a bad job on efficiency either. Just looking at the data there, J-Man, who's tucked in behind Matthew, actually they're coming down to Parabolica. So these guys, without a doubt, will be in the pit lane, I suspect.
I reckon Matty Clark can go one more, mate, if he
wants. It's bloody tight.
I reckon he can.
Costas is just like, I'm not playing that game.
Yeah.
And he's in. And so Clark, and look at the gaggle of car that comes in behind Costas there. That's Robbie Mitchell, Gunther Rowe, and Nathan Bewley, pretty much nose to tail. We can see Steve Crossland and Isaac Ichikawa actually in the pits. They're just behind them as well.
And also we knew that Marnie could go a lot longer. I think Marnie could probably do, I don't think he can't do 2 more, but he's certainly comfortable. If we get some reads on the times of guys that have completed their stop, we mentioned Goddard 34.4, 34.8 for Dawson, 34.8 also for Dugdale. Carson 48.2. Ken Worcester pretty efficient, 33.4, and a 34.4 for Lee Perkins. To look to those guys. So some of those guys taken slightly less. However, we'll see how that shakes out. And we're going to know shortly as these guys complete these stops what it all shakes down like. We expect George Goddard to come out back in the front of this thing. But the big question will be, how far up does Matty Clark go with his efficiency? And then for me, Joseph Marnie, can he manage to get the likes of Nathan Bewley and Gunther Rowe? We know that they went 35.0 and 33.8. So I thought Nathan Bewley, optimistic on the take there with what he's got. He would have crunched the numbers, but they seem slightly low to me for the amount of energy that car was using.
Matthew Clark around, and you're right, J-Man, the
0.4.
The misers in this race have definitely been Clark and Goddard. So they're the two we want to watch. He only just pulled that thing up. That is Marnie.
I'm going to raise a question mark. I'm going to raise a question mark over that.
That is Marnie in the background as well. And who was that? I think that was Lee Perkins actually sneaking past, who has already pitted. So these boys, so this is the question, like you were just saying, where do these guys rejoin this race? Has Matthew Clark got Goddard in the pits? Oh man, that's a
no way.
Stretch. There's no way.
No way.
There's no way.
Goddard's through. Goddard's through.
Oh, Goddard's already through. There you
go. It'll be about the gains that he makes on Crossland and Ichikawa, and does he cover off Pete Dawson, who had a 34.8 as well. So Isaacs was a little slow. Isaacs was a 9.
Okay, so I just saw Crossland go past, and then I didn't even need to look because I could hear the Lamborghini of Isaac Ichikawa sail on past as well. But here we go. Now it's the battle out of the pit lane with Costas Makrolos, J-Man. So that's where Matt's landed. In, what's that, 5th position there?
Fastest in the pit road, no surprises there.
No.
31.6, super efficient.
Marty actually leapfrogging all the way up to be tucked in behind Nathan Bewley, J-Man, in 11th position. So he nearly got that car in the top 10.
Yeah.
So good effort for Marty as well. So here we go. Hasn't that changed the dynamic of that race? Like, and in the process, we probably weren't really watching or calling it so much, but the Steve Crossland, who had lost a position to Isaac Ichikawa earlier in the race, has picked him. He's got it back in the pit lane, J-Man, so nice work. And by some as well, if you just look at the camera shot, it is a healthy lead, isn't it, over Isaac at the moment?
Yeah, I think Isaac probably just, fresh back from a bit of a sabbatical away, and he went 39.6 to be 67.2 outright versus 35.4, 63.2. So, 90. He went deep into the 90% as far as the energy versus the competition. Steve Crossan didn't nearly grab as much as well. So, interesting. Maybe over-energized the car, over-fueled it. Pretty safe. You can run that thing pretty hard home, and we know he's got some pace on, but a little bit of work to do at the moment with obviously the margin now stretched out a bit. But good little jump there from Matty Clark, who's up 3 from the starting position of this race. Got company of Costas Makrolos pretty close by. And Gunther Rowe pretty close to Robbie Mitchell as well. But net gain outright, I think, to George Goddard. Came in with around about 7 to 8 second margin, stretches it out to 10.4. So, yeah, well managed from Georgie there. Got just under 76% of energy remaining. So I think these guys well accustomed to knowing what they've got to put in. Can't see any crazy numbers down through the totem at my end about energy. I think Matty Clark probably went as tight as he could. He's down at 72.6% at the moment, so maybe he's cut it as close as he can, but very much on par with the car behind on Costas Makrolos. So 3 most efficient cars out there in stint 1 were definitely Joseph Marnie, Matty Clark and Costas Makrolos also doing a good job in the Lamborghini as far as managing that. So hence they're all, those two are pretty close, and Marnie making a net gain as well. Up 1 spot from the start of this race. And who got the stop go?
What?
Lee Perkins.
Go.
Lee Perkins with the stop go.
Misbehaving.
Yeah. Ichikawa now takes the fastest lap of the race away from George Goddard. He has just, in recent past, run a 50.290. So watch the gap. Steve Cross and Isaac Ichikawa. I think there's still a race on before the end of this one. We are on lap 29 of a predicted 45, maybe 46. See how the pace goes.
Yeah, just sort of, winding down to the 1 hour mark, actually, in this race, as we just see in the background there, Lee Perkins rumbling out of the pit lane there after serving that penalty.
And cops a drive through straight away as well. So
like Hayden did. Oh no!
Does Lee Perkins become the 3rd retiree of the night? Does the red mist set in and calls it a night? Because we have lost Chris Fraser and Hayden Crossan already tonight, which is a shame.
It is.
And there we go. We see the Bumblebee pull off. Or is that just clearing traffic? That maybe just clearing the leaders there.
Come on, guys. Man up.
Giving himself a big talking to as well.
Give yourself an uppercut. Just get back out there. Complete this race. Thank you. Public service announcement from Davo there, ladies and gentlemen.
I blame Wally.
I blame Wally. Okay, let's blame Wally.
He probably was telling Mirko, get in the sauce, mate. Get in the sauce.
Okay, so look, remember where we were? How long? What did we look? An hour ago, or over an hour ago, when we had footage of PD, the last car in qualifying to qualify, came in late, pretty much didn't have no preparation, and has put himself, I think he put himself in 7th or 8th position there. Where is he now? Where is he now? Sorry. Where is he now? He is now holding our 4th position, and I think we did all mention that PD from 7th position is still worthy of a watch, and there you go, ladies and gentlemen, sneaking up 3 positions there. 2, put himself in 4th position. Okay. Where are we here?
Is it something like "Let's go, Larry, let's go"?
Wally Baker in the chat box as per usual.
Well, let's. I thought. Don't entertain him, ladies and gentlemen, please, because it does get worse.
Please don't feed the zoo animals.
Don't feed.
Nathan Bewley, Gunther Rowe, Robbie Mitchell. Good little battle going on at the lap 30 markers. Gunther Rowe with a big handful opposite lock, just maybe losing a little bit of balance in the rear end of the Porsche. He looked so good at the start of this race. Starting to maybe just come into a little bit of balance issues with that car. Gunther knows where to place the car. Bewley just really just trying to deal with this thing. It's a couple of uncharacteristics that we're seeing tonight, and it's I guess the starting position of Matty Clark and also Nathan Bewley, a little bit surprising. Not entirely surprised to see George Goddard with the performance, because we know when he's at his level best, he does these things.
Yes.
He literally dominates. I'd love to see more of him. He is a very, very fast driver and proving it tonight. 11.2 seconds ahead of Steve Crossan on a night where Crossy has looked incredibly good. Nice, stable, super fast. Personal best out there of a 150.5. So he splits the difference between the 2 fast boys, which is Isaac Ichikawa with a 50.2 and Goddard with a 50.3. So those front boys certainly in the mix as far as the times. I think the next quickest guy from there is none other than Pete Dawson, who has moved up 5 spots in this race, and you called it at the start, Davo. Starting from a little further back, he started P9, I believe, and currently sitting P4. So very, very good effort for Pete Dawson. We know he plays the long game. Probably wouldn't mind a little bit of company out there at the moment, but he'll be very much deep into his work. With a little, bang on 27 minutes remaining.
Yeah, definitely. Look, actually, I thought it was 7th, but now I just see the column on my data there that shows me where it was. I'm looking at a different bit of software that I'm used to. Yes, definitely. So, awesome work from PD, and we did call it very early on in the broadcast that just definitely watch that space. What is a couple of notable mentions out of that? There's a couple of guys that have actually gone backwards that are sitting in that mid pack. Costas Makalos down a couple of positions from his qualifying, and also Gunther Rowe. And we're not sure what happened with Gunther. We did see it. We saw the aftermath of it, basically, didn't we, J-Man? We saw the overtake when, after whatever happened, where the boys actually snuck past him or started to threaten his position, and that came up on our data, but the actual event didn't. So, it's going on. What is going on up here that's flashing at me at the moment? Who is background? It's Matt Clark and Costas Makalos.
Trading.
Trading paint as well. Let's get another look at that.
So Matty looking for a little bit of side draft as we go to the replay and just unpack what escalated to this position. Oh, side by side still.
That was
Press
nice.
is on.
That was nice work from the boys there. And
Yep.
you are correct. And it's on
It's still
into
going
the
on.
Lesmos there. Very short straight there between the little chicane back there, the second chicane, and the first of the Lesmos there. And Clark, oh, wow, what reaction times.
He's definitely pushing.
Whew. Whoa. That's next level. Let's get out of the back of Makalos's car and just have a look. Makalos's car, I don't think that is the paint job. You know, some of these guys paint their cars with the distress look. I don't think that's what this car's meant to look like. That's got a little bit of damage down the side of it. And he is working extremely hard to get that car pointing in the right direction with Matty Clark. Look, that big wriggle there actually from Clark, as it looked like it's rattled him a little bit there. He's dropped a little bit of there by the looks of it, J-Man. Look what's going on in the background there. Road. And Bewley's still going at it.
He's working hard. And he's working hard for P8 here as well. And obviously Robbie Mitchell not too far ahead. But you just look and you ahead a shot of those. You know, I'm sure when they turn up at turn 1 and they watch Matty Clark and Costas exit there, they know that, you know, meters on track, they're not that far ahead. It's a little bit of an altercation at the chicane, or if they decide to run side by side together. Obviously, last lap round, we saw Matty Clark with a 54.1 and Costas with a 53.7. That's by way of both of them having to use half the racetrack because they're side by side, and your competition behind you is running around 2 seconds a lap faster than that. So you don't want to get involved in that too much. You know, It's all good to have the fight, but you're just inviting those 3 cars behind you just to join that party and heading towards the back end. You know, if you're slightly tight on fuel or energy, you know, you don't want to be in a position where if you're having to roll out early, these guys will just swoop on you. So struggling with corners 1 and 2. Yeah, look, to be honest, I could kind of see it, but the other one that he's just looked a little nervous on too as well. So he was down at Ascari there. Just the entry. So he's okay once the car's settled in the middle, but the entry for Matty Clark into Ascari, which is where we saw him run through the gravel earlier, just looks like the car isn't as compliant in the front end as he tips it in. So his Gunther just has a little wriggle into Parabolica there, so you could just see that's by way of the rear disconnecting under load, and it's going to incentivize Nathan Bewley all the way down the front straight here as he looks to the outside. We know that this is an opportunity. If you can range deep down here and go around the long way into 1. Oh, Gunther, big under brakes. Can he pull it up?
Oh, he's
deep.
He's only just stopped it.
And I tell you what, Bewley read that.
He read it well. He actually gave him the space. Look for the over-under. Is it enough? Maybe not. Gunther, great job. Full commitment there, J-Man. But look, it is definitely not over yet. Gunther again. Like literally on the limit of the brakes here.
Here's a run.
Oh, but here, J-Man, is this the place? You know how tough it is.
Oh, and look up the road. That is...
that's Matt Clark.
Clark giving a big look
at
Mitchell.
Mitchell, yep.
Oh, and that's Mitchell on Clark.
But that bit Mitchell over Clark, actually.
Yep.
Actually, what happened here? Hang on. Let's unpack this. Matty Clark must have had a little bit of an issue there. He has, out of 1.
Yeah, that's where Sue said he's struggling.
And Mitchell ranges up beside the Aston. And this is why we are seeing this on our data here at the moment. Where's Cost? What's going on here? Let's pick up on this little exchange here. I think we already picked up on this one. This is where Matt Clark... Oh, here we go. There you go. There's the mistake. Matt Clark missing
Oh, I
one.
had to run the chicane. Yep.
Run the chicane that let Costas Makalos through, that has clearly let Robbie Mitchell through, hence we're seeing a little bit of an exchange between the Porsche, and we're on it. We are on it, J-Man.
Ichikawa puts the move on and gets it done.
Oh, hang on, I've got Robbie Mitchell and Matt Clark side by side out
further
one.
up the road.
But
further up the road, the move for second and third has just changed. Sorry, Matty Clark
and so it's Steve Crossland and Ichikawa that just quickly jump to here, ladies and gentlemen. Just hope we can pick up on this. I'm not sure. So we clearly, again, Crossland had a very healthy lead on Ichikawa only a lap ago when we looked at it.
Yep.
When we looked at him last. So again, some little unforced errors here, and Crossland's come back to Ichikawa. And just looking at where they are on track, J-Man, I suspected it was in one as well, where Matt, in the same maker car, the Aston Martin, struggling to get this car to work in and out of that turn one chicane. So interesting stuff. She's getting spicy at the end here.
Oh yeah, it is. Robbie Mitchell, Gunther Rowe, Nathan Burley, and obviously Matty Clark just getting the job done back on Robbie Mitchell, but that is fierce with just under 19 minutes to run in this one. However, not fierce is out front. Goddard still banking superb laps, got that gap out to over 15 seconds now as Burley looks for another run on Gunther Rowe. We've seen him sizing him up over the last 2 to 3 laps, trying to work it out, unlock the puzzle. How does he get through on the Guerrilla Racing Porsche? He looks for this move again. We saw how deep Gunther Rowe was under brakes, ran himself deep. Burley read it beautifully last time. This time, Gunther a little conservative under brakes. And Burley will shut the door on exit here. Actually gave him a bit of space to come back, but didn't need it.
What a move. What a move. And we've seen these guys exchanging over the last few laps. And to get it done, here we go. Let's get this. Let's get a load of this one, ladies and gentlemen. Nice move. Again, just that little bit of a mistake through the parabolica there. Allows Bewley to range up the side. He's got the outside, which gives him the inside for the switchback on the chicane. Good, clean stuff, and Gunther giving Bewley some space there to get it done. J-Man, good respect from both of those boys, and a good, clean pass.
Yeah, I know it's a long shot, but I'm just going to throw it out there now with 17 and a half minutes. Pete Dawson, potential podium.
Sorry.
I say that, Croston runs off at a Ascari.
Wow, and man, man.
I thought I was going to look very optimistic and with a smart call there, but it already happened. I just saw the way that Croston's car was reacting around the battle with Isaac that Dawson was coming.
We just picked it up on the replay, and we actually picked it up live just in back of shot there because we had the cameras on Ichikawa there, and that car, very upset. That could have been way, way worse than what it was. Oh, frightening. Let's get another look at that, actually. Here. Oh. So lucky not to kill him. No, we did not jinx him, Sue.
I jinxed him positively. I jinxed Croston to pave the way for Pete Dawson. Now, I'll tell you what's another fascinating battle is Matty just having issues once again, cutting the curb to 1 and 2. He's having to get out of the throttle so he doesn't get a drive-through penalty for a track cut. But what that's done is Robbie Mitchell now all over the back of him again, and he's bringing Nathan Burley with him.
Yes.
We talk about championships and what it takes. He knows. So his competition's 1 in front of him and 2 behind him.
Yep.
That is the competition effectively.
Yeah. And as much as he's probably not trying to focus on it, I'm sure he's crunching the numbers.
He would well know going into this of the job that he needs to do tonight. And the win's not on offer here tonight.
And so, Mum still will have the calculator out for him. Right.
Yeah. As he just catches another big slide, and Robbie Mitchell.
Look at Mitchell coming.
Tonight.
Yep.
Yeah, lots. We can see it. So he's trying to negate it. He just, I don't think he needs to force the issue down at 1. He can be a little conservative. He's pretty good through the lap everywhere else. He just
Maybe just needs to just
chill.
grab the brake pedal a touch earlier and just roll it down in there and bring this one home. He's got a quarter of an hour worth of work left to do tonight. And I tell you what, I reckon he'd be happy to hop out of the sim tonight because he is certainly not enjoying turn 1, turn 2. And Bewley once again right on the back here. Robbie Mitchell with a run. We saw the move that he put on the Porsche behind him only a lap ago. He did this. He ranged up underneath the wing, went to the outside. This time he's looking for an inside option here. Does he go big under brakes? Do what Gunther did to him 3 laps ago. Brake deep and take the option away for Robbie Mitchell to go around the inside. No, Robbie's going to hang tough here and close the door on exit. Does, gets across.
Man, that is some of the best racing you will see, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, these guys, so much respect. But yet, so much aggression, J-Man, as well.
Yeah, Robbie's not going to want to give this up. He's going to run it deep.
Again.
And the brakes down here. Can he pull it
off?
Oh,
Gunther!
No, just turns up a day late and $1 short to the rear. The Lexus, and Marnie's going to grab a couple here.
Wow.
Hot off the press and says, yep, thanks, guys. I'll grab both of those. Sam Carson comes through as well. He is going to grab those as well. Gunther readdresses that. That was definitely not on. That was just a clear mistake by Gunther.
It was.
Apologising, I'm sure.
Profusely, and we can just see it. We're just getting out of Gunther's car here. It's just, it looked like he missed his marker by about, not a lot, really, to be honest. And obviously, with Bewley and I think it was Mitchell there side by side, their entry rate was a little bit slower as well, and it just compounded there, didn't it? Right on the turn in. So tricky stuff. Like we mentioned, it was about 10 minutes ago. It's getting spicy at the end here, ladies and gentlemen. The first of the 2 90-minute races to wrap this series up, and what a place to kick and start this process and or finish this process. But Monza here for the first of the 90s here tonight. Hey man, wow, what? I'm excited. This is awesome.
Yeah, look, I'll tell you what's awesome as well is the 6 positions that Pete Dawson's grabbed, obviously starting out there in P9 in this one, up to P3, obviously with Crossan having that mistake. But for me, I'm watching the margin. It's fluctuating between sort of 3 seconds to 2.8 seconds. I think, based on what I'm seeing, a 51.340 last lap around for Isaac Ichikawa plays a 51.351 for Pete Dawson. It is a mistake away from this being very close in the final 12 minutes of this race. No issues at all for Georgie Goddard. He is out there starting to range up on some lap traffic now, 15 odd seconds ahead of the field. So it's been a very, very clinical drive from George. Hasn't had a lot of airtime. He'll obviously get the luxury if he watches the broadcast back of what everyone else did tonight. He knows what he's done.
True that.
Basically the fastest way from point A to point B. If you want to know how to do it, just take a look at that guy. George Goddard putting on an absolute clinic here at Monza. Haven't seen him for a minute, but man, he has turned up and bolted out the gate. So beautiful stuff. Lots of action. We talk about the action. Pete Dawson, should it finish this way, we'll get the opportunity to have a chat to Pete. And it hasn't been smooth sailing. He has had to make all the passes. I don't think he made anything in the pit lane. I think he literally has gone about his work and just pressed on.
Yeah. And there's a couple of mentions here, J-Man, actually. PD, particularly, who's currently sitting in 3rd position. Go figure. All right, started in, what did we say, 9th? So, legendary. But we did talk about Joseph Money's
he's made 4 places as well.
Very conservative first half of the race. Now, he came back out of the pit lane and re-entered the race in 11th. Okay, so just out of the top 10. Okay, and that was, 15 minutes ago. Where is he now? In 8th position, and has, just great stuff. Good, solid drives from these boys by just focusing on what they're doing, keeping the car straight, keeping your nose out of trouble, and pointing in the right direction. And yeah, slow and steady, mate. It's winning the race for some of these guys. Where we've seen the likes of, obviously, we know Nathan started a little bit low, but the likes of Gunther Rowe actually slipping out of that top 10 as well in the process. So tough races for some, is gains for others. J-Man.
Yeah, absolutely. And just watching as well, the back end as well, what maybe Costas Makrolos can do. Can he put a car between himself and Matty Clark at the back end? He's got around about 2.2 seconds to make up the road to Steve Crossan, and on current pace he is looking good. 51.3 last lap around. I didn't get a read on Crossan's, might have been an off track there. No official data for his last lap time, but we'll get a read now. 52.3 for Crossy that time around, and a 51.4 for Costas Makrolos. So nearly a second difference in the lap. 2.1 is the margin, so look for that one to maybe get a little bit closer to remaining laps. 9 minutes remaining. See us do maybe, what are we looking at, another 4 odd laps, Davo, somewhere in the tune of?
Left, I would suspect so, yes. Yes, given looking at those times at the moment, where are we? We're under 9 minutes to run, viewers. So if you haven't already, please hit the like button before you leave tonight, Mr. Wally Baker, and support not only MatchFit but Ranlight Racing by doing so. And we always like to thank you, legends, the viewers, our regular viewers that tune in night, like all week. Some of you guys tune in all week to us and just watch whatever's going on. But obviously all our regulars, we love you guys, you're legends. And yes, please hit the like button and support what we're doing here. There's a couple of other little sneaky things that we're going to mention. We just got a lull in proceedings, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, we talked about the SimBlacks giveaway. SimBlacks obviously on board again, or once again in 2026, and definitely in season 12 here for Ranlight Racing, giving away this stunning set of pedals. Awesome stuff. Good quality Sim Magic P500 pedals or voucher, whichever you choose, ladies and gentlemen. We have also got this to just, just have a quick look over here. MatchFit Events, yes, that's us, putting on a massive event on Sunday. So this Sunday coming on the 19th. If you haven't signed up, you probably should get over there and sign up for that. iRacing event, Road America 450 in the Porsche 992.2, ladies and gentlemen, and so get over there, or drivers, if you're watching this back. And this one here, which we haven't mentioned already, but we're going to quickly do it now, J-Man, and we encourage all of you that are viewing right now to get your phones out and scan that QR code to go in the draw to win this stuff right here. Yes, that is the Get a Sim giveaway, proudly sponsored, mind you, by GAMAFLARE, MatchFit Entertainment, and obviously the Mozo Racing people and SimBlacks on board to deliver that sort of package. So we're going to leave that up for a few more seconds. Ladies and gentlemen,
get back to this action. Back to this action, mate. Makrolos Crossland is on 0.2 of a second in the dying minutes. Just over 6 minutes left to run, and that gap has crushed down, and he is looking to try and take this 4th position off of Steve Crossan, and he is coming on strong. Also, the margin, Robbie Mitchell, Matty Clark, hang on, was it?
All side by side. Sorry, J-Man. Side by side from the boys there.
Yeah, it goes around the outside.
At the, is that the Parabolica? Yes.
Yep. Crossy with steering rack damage. Wonder what that's from. Is that from belting the curbs, maybe?
No. He hit the wall out of Ascari there. Okay. Yep, in that little mishap. Look, like I said, yes. I thought that could have been way worse. The thing could have literally drilled head on into the wall, and he did catch it up and sideswipe. But no surprise. It was still a very, very, very heavy hit. And no surprise to hear that that car has a little bit of steering damage. Ooh-wee. And I think I suppose to the sorrow relief for Costas Makalos, because he knows how much of a contender Crossy is when he's hungry for a position. So Costas just slow and steady, getting the job done. It's Costas, well, is he? He's lost a position from his starting position. He did actually start in third, so qualified well, has slowly slipped back a little bit. Unlike Pete Dawson, PD. Massive MATCHFIT fan.
Rushed the margin down a little bit to Isaac. I think Isaac's a safe set of hands, though, with only 4.5 minutes remaining. It has crushed down a little bit, though. It was sort of steadily around that 2.8 to 3.1 seconds, and he's got it down now to 2 seconds. So late push here for the MATCHFIT Pack Ferrari of Pete Dawson. He does rock it well.
He does. He does. He wears a white suit well, especially when it's got MATCHFIT logos placed on the back of it. So nice work. And yeah, Matt, we are massive fans of PD as much as he is of us. So yes, feelings are mutual, my friend. Oh, awesome stuff. And look, I stand out. Look, seriously, stand out effort really across that whole field there, for where he is in this race right now, and I suspect it will finish this race, and he will be in the comms box for a drive for a post-race interview with us at J-Man, and as always, ever the gentleman is Pete Dawson. So, and we look forward to and always enjoy his company in the comms box at J-Man. We are quickly winding down here. 3.5 minutes. Goddard out in front. Isaac Chikawa, been off the tools for over a month and just hits the track running. Currently holding our second position. PD, who we're just pumping the tyres up of, currently running in third. Costas, definitely worthy of the mention, no matter the position. Steve Crossland. Oh, the usual up and down Steve Crossland race, hasn't it been, J-Man? I mean, seriously. Nothing we are not surprised. Matty Clark up a couple of positions from his start. Mitchell holding his own. He has not moved up or down, so nice work, Robbie Mitchell. That is your space, my friend, right there. Sam Carson in 8th, Joseph Barney in 9th, and Nathan Bewley rounding at the top 10 with actually just quietly Gunther Road just in the background. Yes, J-Man.
No, just a good pickup. It was funny. Sue is very, very attentive when it comes to the numbers, and Sue's just asked the question, has Costas got enough PE? And I was holding off to answer the question while I was listening to the dulcet tones of obviously Davo just smashing out the numbers. But I tell you what, Sue, I don't think so. I'm going to go with no, based on the fact that I was watching the clock to see where Georgie Goddard crossed, and he crossed. There is 2 more laps to go, so there's going to be this one more, unless he rolls out of it. But even if he rolled out of it, I don't think there's enough. And based on the numbers, at 5.5% with an average of 4.1, and he's coming into this lap and he's got to do one more. I'm going to say he's well short, so that is going to be a blessing for Matty Clark, sitting there on 8.2%, because he can do 2 with an average burn of 3.8. So look for a late charge here. Matty Clark, I think, is going to grab that P5 from Costas Makalos.
Yes, look, I totally agree. And we just picked up on a replay, J-Man, because there was before we started this little conversation here, he was in front of Crossland. Okay, so Crossy was steering damage and Costas was in front. And just heading up to Ascari before the start of the end of the last lap there, it looked like Costas literally just stepped aside and got off the throttle and let Crossy pass. He's clearly trying to get that car home. And you can see just back a shot there, ladies and gentlemen, while we say that. That is Matt Clark in the back, with Robbie Mitchell in tow, mind you, as well. So he is, look, it's going to come down to the crunch. He's under threat. We have got less than 1 minute. We got 40 seconds, J-Man.
Yeah,
To go.
and Georgie crossed the line with 4.7%, so he's well safe. That thing's only using like 3.9 a lap
Man,
at
this
the
is going
most.
to be
So
close.
he's comfy. But Kostas Makalos, on the other hand, as he rolls in, he's got 3.1%. I think he's got to go. I think he's got to stop. I think it's already done. It's
Here we
already
go.
done. It's way too optimistic.
Covers on Costas right now.
Oh, he's going to go. How?
He's just going to give it a crack. Wow.
2.7% at the start of the lap. It is not doable. It is definitely. We can see already half straight. He's already rolled out. Here will come Matty Clark. Matty Clark will have him out of the Lesmos, I would think.
He's got to roll right out of this, doesn't he, to make this work?
100%. Matty Clark doesn't even have to. There's no urgency here. He's just got to run a standard lap, and he will grab this thing because he is down at 2% already. We know it's at best it's a 3.8% lap.
He's already down. He's already down at 1.6, J-Man, on my data here. He's already chewed through half of that. Yeah. And he's not even to the Lesbos yet. Yes, he may do it, and it looks like he actually might do it. But will Clark catch him? That is the question. Let's just...
100%. If it's not here, he will catch him down this straight after Ascari because Kostas will be conserving all the way down there at 1.2%.
He'll just need to.
He is going to be conserving for sure. You're welcome, Chaos. It's been an absolute pleasure calling these guys as Goddard comes across the line to take out an absolute clinic victory here for that one. Crosses with a 151.4. Just superbly done over Ichikawa. Holds on from Pete Dawson. Dawson crushed the margin down, 0.966. So he's certainly got it going on, but it will be all about how close. Kostas rolled off. He coasted all the way down into Parabolica. What's he got?
Whoa.
He's got this.
He's got this. He's got zero. He's got to get out. He's got to get out because what does it give him? 90 seconds or something, doesn't it?
Just like that.
There it is.
Does it go down another to Robbie Mitchell?
No.
He managed to get it.
That is tough. So he's... No, Mitchell went past as well. Yes, J-Man.
Oh, Robbie Mitchell did go past.
Yeah, so Clark and Mitchell sneaking past. Oh, that is tough. That is so tough.
Okay, wow. Carson grabs an 8th then. Marnie 9th. Burley 10th. That's an interesting one. When you see Matty Clark finish 5th. Burley in 10th. Kostas obviously 7th. Those are the championship. There's Gunther Rowe 11th. Worcester. Perkins, Dugdale, and then obviously our retirees in Hayden Crossan and Chris Fraser. Also, hang on.
I think
Dugdale retired as well.
Yeah, I think I saw Perko on track
he finished,
as well. Yep. So he finished as well. So nice work to Lee Perkins as well, aka Perko.
Righto. Here we go.
Here we go.
P3, which was super challenging for second position in the dying moments. Crushed the margin down, but what a fantastic race. Pete Dawson starting P9, finishing P3. You got us on comms.
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Mate, biggest mover and shaker of the night, up 6 spots. Mate, you got to be happy with that performance.
Yeah, I wasn't even expecting to make the race. I just picked the missus up from the airport. I missed the practice and half of the qualifying, but yeah, did a lot better than I thought it would.
Mate, and like we were talking about it during the race, PD, it wasn't just a gimme. You were literally like, I felt like every bit there you actually had to earn tonight. You know, you had to drive it on through. You know, the pit stop was on par with the people around you. You had to make the passes out on track, and not an easy place to do it. Obviously, a few mistakes early on. I think obviously you stayed well clear of that malarkey at the start, but I felt like that was an earned one, mate. I feel like you really earned that podium tonight. You drove to that podium.
Yeah, thanks guys. I really enjoyed that one. I was trying to hunt down Isaac, but I just didn't have the time or the speed. Yeah, a shame that Steve couldn't battle with him a little bit longer.
Yeah, that would have been nice. But, But no, hey, look, outstanding performance, and obviously out the best of a 150.6 and last lap of 51.0. So, stayed within about 4/10 of the best to the end, and mate, very very consistent drive. Pretty much a Pete Dawson-esque drive by our recollection, Davo, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
Yeah,
Most definitely, mate. Not well done.
Yeah,
thanks,
awesome
guys.
stuff. Awesome stuff, Pete. Mate, you want to give anyone a shout out, mate? Sponsors or friends or family, the opportunity's yours, mate. You certainly deserve it.
Oh, yep. No, I've got a few sponsors on the car, MatchFIT, and
Yeah, go, mate.
hardcore online gaming. That's a good one. And Firthy's fish fingers on the wing there. You might not have noticed that one. But just a shout out to the wife for supporting me through all this.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Behind every fast sim driver is normally a good woman, and you've certainly seen it here. Raced her home from the airport. She would be like, "You got this, darling. Go on. You can go and get this." Well done, Pete, mate.
Awesome.
Awesome stuff, buddy. We're stoked for you, man. That was an outstanding drive.
Absolutely.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Pete.
Catch you later.
Pete Dawson,
There you
ladies and gentlemen, and look, understanding. That's a very nice way. I think that mine bears with it.
Yeah, that's a diplomatic word for what mine would say. But anyway, a guy that's frequented us in the comms booth of late and goes for the opportunity to get behind the wheel, and dang, Isaac, you got us on comms?
Well, he wanted to get back up here
Yeah,
in the
g'day
comms
guys.
box.
How you going? Nice to see you boys again.
Yeah, you just wanted to get back up here, didn't you, brother?
Yeah, you missed us, eh, bud?
Yeah,
I gotta
for
make
sure.
a podium, go see the boys.
For sure. I was actually contemplating, and I was like, do I just do comms with the boys, or do I do Monza? Every couple race I've had here with the rain light guys, I always end up crashing into someone. So yeah.
Well,
Pretty consistent out there, mate. Look pretty solid. Obviously, a couple of good battles along the way, but the back end looked pretty stable. Isaac, I obviously had a hard charging Pete Dawson, but looked like you had the measure at the back end.
Yeah, car felt really good. Haven't really had any practice this week. Been busy with the little one and the wife, so been enjoying the time at home.
excellent.
But yeah, car felt good. Felt a little bit loose through some of the corners, but T1 it was just chef's kiss. So good. Turning was so good. It it was great.
Yeah, nice. And what has turned out to be probably more important part of the racetrack than I would have expected, just as we watch all that unfold tonight. Obviously, some guys out there struggling with turn 1 and turn 2, and you're saying that you're very hooked up, obviously solid under brakes and making the apex. So that drive traction out of 2 is super critical, isn't it, Isaac, to head for the run out there on the way out, and you look to have that really dialed and created the consistent lap time. And my data's gone away, but do believe you may have held the fastest lap of the race out there tonight on a 150.2.
Yeah, it was 150.2, so I'm very happy with that. And then obviously with the pit stop, it's been a while. As you can tell, I'm a bit rusty. I put in 100% VE, and I was not going to let Crossy have that easy position, so I was pushing hard to catch him.
Yeah, so one of the longer stops out there that I did see, I think he gave away a good margin. I think it potentially maybe even gave 4 seconds away on the jacks, which was obviously a little bit of ring rust coming back in, but not out on track, Isaac. It was super consistent performance, mate, and stoked for you on the comeback. I guess it's almost like a cameo drive these days at the moment. If you're not there, you're up here, and look, super stoked for you, mate. Very much deserved of the second place tonight, and congratulations on that. And mate, if you want to take the opportunity to thank all your sponsors, I'm sure you have plenty.
Yeah, cheers, J-Man. Thanks for the kind words. It's definitely good to be back. Unfortunately, missed the finale of Barcelona next week. So let's see what happens. Maybe in the comms box.
Well,
see how we go there. So cameo, comms box cameo, or comms box or driver cameo. So keep you on your toes.
Yeah, mate, we love it.
Yeah, it's good to be in comms and back in the hot seat in the rig.
Yeah.
I tell you what, it's so hot. I forgot how hot and sweaty you get in the rig. But just like to thank the wife and pretty much just the wife. Thank Nathan for helping me out with some tips here and there as well. But other than that, no sponsors, mate. Just the wife.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, like that seems to be the flavour tonight. The wives, top of the list for the drivers tonight. Here, you hit it there.
Rightly
from
so,
TV and
rightly
from
so.
Isaac. So paying a bit of
Yeah.
homage to the wives. So go the wives tonight. They're really the,
Absolutely.
I guess, the driving force behind these successful drivers. Dave, I
Mums-
think we need some good wives.
Mums and wives. Thank you, Sleep.
Yeah.
Yes, and ones that bring you bacon like George's.
Yes. Well, we're going to hear from him shortly.
Well,
So
we're going to hear about that one.
yeah,
For
Hey,
sure,
look,
for sure. Well, thanks, boys, for continuously supporting us, and to the viewers, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
And as a part-time commentator, just smash the old like button. The boys will appreciate it.
oh mate, this guy, mate. We clearly
He's
got
on
to
the
pay this
payroll.
guy
He's
more.
on the payroll already.
100%. There you go, Isaac. Thank you very much, and look forward to catching up next week, buddy. Well done.
Cheers, boys. Catch you later.
Isaac Ichikawa, ladies and gentlemen, what a little legend, J-Man. He's so cool to work with, Isaac. So, and great to see him back on track. And look, just again, hits the ground running, doesn't he? And just smashes it out tonight. And mother-in-laws, yes.
And mother-in-laws, absolutely. Don't forget about those. You've got to keep those ones on side. Morsi will now grab the race winner.
Come on, bring it on.
It gave him plenty of time to sign plenty of autographs, and we'll see if he's on a promise as well with his sponsors. But anyway, George mate, you got us on comms?
Yeah, what's up, guys?
Oh, mate, these are some of the hardest interviews to make when you bring a guy in that's just absolutely dominated the field. And it's been a minute, George, since we've had a chat, and to do it in such style, mate, well done, first and foremost. And then secondly, going into this one, I just want the viewers to get a little bit of insight into the preparation into a drive like that. What went into the prep this week, how much time went on the focus on the practice, the car setup, and how confident were you going into qualifying in the race that you're going to be able to put on that sort of performance?
To be honest, I only practiced today, and I put in like maybe an hour of practice. So yeah, I wasn't really expecting it. Yeah.
Okay.
And I had like a 6-month-old setup, and I just chucked that on and made like one small change to the front packers and the ride height. I just dropped the car as low as it can possibly go, and I found like half a second doing that. And so that was a bit of a surprise. And I had no idea what the race pace was going to be tonight, but I felt I was probably going to be decently fast. But I didn't really expect to win it, but no, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, and so with that, obviously you put it in the best possible position in qualifying, and that start, obviously a little bit of a challenge. It was 2x2, and then I think it was 3 wide in the row behind you, come down into turn 1, and then that whole first lap, George, you made 3/4 of a second in the first lap. Were you surprised by the initial outright pace on that first lap against the boys? Obviously a little bit of drama in the back, but I think Croston decided to try and go with.
Yeah, I expected Crossy to stick with me, and actually into the second, on the exit of the second chicane, I like ran wide. I sort of like bounced over the curb a bit awkwardly, ran wide into the gravel, and sort of had to pick up the car a bit, and probably lost half a second there or close to. So I was pretty surprised when I was still pulling away.
Yeah, okay. And in those early phases, George, just when you got that much pace on the car, and it would have been, I'm sure, pretty evident pretty quickly, as I think we were sort of 2 laps in, it was already at 1.4 seconds, and then it just kept building, and it was consistently anywhere from 4 to at times 6 tenths a lap, obviously just banking those really good laps. how, how's the mindset with you're obviously watching your average burn or your energy burn. You've got a plan in place, obviously already at that point to go. You clearly made a decision to run it hard and run to that maximum number and take what you got to take at pit stops. Are you aware of the guys like Matty Clark and Bewley and maybe Costas that are on a different strat? They're trying to make sort of 3.8% a lap versus maybe your 4.1. Are you concerned at all about what you're using to what they're using, or are you just sticking to a plan?
Yeah, I think because it was definitely a one-stop race, I figured if I can get a decent lead, it's neither here nor there really. And as long as I put like the correct amount of VE in on my one stop, I'm still not going to lose that much time, maybe a couple seconds in the stop.
Yeah, and it played a critical role at the back end. It's funny, you come out with a magnificent performance tonight, and just the sheer race pace. We're watching the predictive, and it was sort of down as low as 45.2 laps, and then we saw you come across the line with 37 seconds to go to make the boys run one more. You were well comfortable. You had around 5.1% on something where you were probably still only using about 3.8, 3.9. But what it meant is poor old Costas Makrolos wasn't going to make it. He turned up with around about 3.1%. So mitigating factors in the race, but obviously you're not buying into that argument at all at that point with a 15.5 second lead up the road. So well managed, mate, and we certainly hope we get to see a bit more of George Goddard, because those performances, that if I stand corrected, there was another performance that sticks out of my memory, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it was Le Mans on a reverse strategy of that. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So shows you know how to do it both ways, George. So well done,
George. And that really does. That is so stuck in our minds, like that performance at Le Mans. So in the Mustang at the time, I think it was the Mustang. Was the Mustang, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Mustang.
And it was very early LMU days, and you just nailed it, mate. And we did reference to that tonight, and stellar job, mate. Stellar job. Very confident effort.
Oh, cheers.
Yeah, and I think this one will stick in the memory bank for a long time as well, mate. Obviously we haven't seen you as much of late, and then you come out and do something like this, and it I think I summarised it as clinical. The performance, it was very accurate throughout. Obviously a lot of action behind you, so you get the luxury of seeing what everybody else did if you choose to pick up the replay at some point. But super clinical, and like I said, remembering back to that Le Mans, the way that you did that, you're very obviously. You appreciate the numbers of what it takes to do this in a conservative way, and then also just on outright pace. There was just nobody going to touch you tonight. It was that dominant, mate. So congratulations on that. You deserve your tyres to be pumped up, because that was a fantastic performance. And well done. If you'd like to shout out, I'm sure if you haven't got a list of sponsors to shout out, there's got to be someone lining up to get on board with the George Goddard train. But
your wife,
your sponsors, mate.
Yeah, I think the missus was watching, and she sort of she's got her own Discord, so she was messaging me as I crossed the line saying congratulations, and it was popping up on my screen. So shout out to her.
It's been a common theme tonight, actually, George.
Bit of baking on order then, George, is it? Maybe.
I hope so. I love banoffee pie, so put that order in. That'd be nice.
Yes.
Yeah. I'd like to see some pics of that. I'm a bit of a banoffee pie fan myself. So.
Yeah. No, it's good stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
But hey, look, well done, mate. Fantastic performance. You deserve all the accolades after a night like that. Completely untouchable. So well done, George Goddard, for P1 here at Monza.
Yeah. Cheers. Thank you, guys.
Cheers, mate. There you go. What a performance.
Oh, man. What a night. I mean, damn. 90 minutes at Monza, and did the guys put on a show or what? Man, super clean race too, mind you. A couple of little unforced errors, a little bit elbows out stuff, nothing that we're not used to. But a super clean race and very exciting throughout. Mid-pack was super tight for the bulk of the night, really, wasn't it? And then just the drama as we started to wind down that last 20 minutes. And it wasn't just the likes of Costas Makrolos running PE and stuff. It's just the whole thing just ramped up, didn't it? So,
just once again, another really fantastic performance and package put on by the boys at Rainlight. Just shows, the drivers turn up week in, week out and put on a show. But behind the scenes, I think the team do a fantastic job of constructing these things with the numbers, the distances, the racetracks, where they're going to go for the longer ones, how they construct it. We talk about the development of LMU in conjunction with Rainlight Racing, and obviously MatchFit being a part of that for the duration that these boys have been at it, and just watching the drivers grow and the understanding. It's pretty impressive to be a part of it, and obviously the interactions that have been made and get displayed for the viewers is pretty cool stuff, Davo. So I'll sign out. I'll let you maybe spruik a couple of things. Obviously, you and I back at it for another 3 nights, and then looking forward to the big one on Sunday.
Absolutely, J-Man. Thank you once again, and thank you, viewers, for tuning in. And if you haven't already, and if you're just tuning in now, because I know some of the drivers actually get out of the car and come and tune in, hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen, and obviously support MatchFit and Rainlight Racing in the process. It's good for everybody when we get a few thumbs up. It just helps. It just helps, and it just keeps Davo happy. I need the encouragement to turn up. No, I don't. I'm going to be here anyway. So that was a wrap on Monday night here at Rainlight Racing for the LM Season 12 in their LMU series. Proudly brought to you and sponsored, and let's get a little bit of graphical content up. Again, supported by SIMRACING, of course, giving away some stunning prizes, and always on board with the Rainlight Racing boys, and again into 2026. So awesome stuff, and a big shout out to Stefan and the cool people over at SIMRACING. And look, you two could have won this, because there's terms and conditions and you need to be in the series, but you could too win this stuff. So just make sure you sign up for the next series, because you two could win awesome prizes like that. Look at that, Sim Magic P500 pedals and or some cash to go and spend at SIMRACING. Well worth a look. Obviously MatchFit on board again. We are busy all week. We are just going to quick rundown of where we go throughout the week. We've got Monday nights with LMU and Rainlight Racing. We've got Tuesday nights with Supercars NZ for this V8 Supercar series in iRacing. Wednesday night, we got ASR NZ wrapping up their Porsche Cup, I think it is, in iRacing series this Wednesday night. And then obviously on Thursday night, as always, MatchFit Entertainment at ASRNZ again for ACC stuff. Plenty of variety, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, hit your notifications. Remember, hit the like button, of course, as well. And if you're an iRacer, jump in on our Road America 450 event that is coming up very soon, and we are going to flash this up on the screen again. So this is a collaboration between GAMAFLARE and MatchFit Entertainment. This is the Get a Sim giveaway, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, you'd just be crazy not to get involved. Get your phones out right now, scan that barcode, that QR code, free sign up to win this piece of kit, ladies and gentlemen. No brainer. Get the phone out now. We'll leave it up for a few more seconds, but you too could win this. Thank you, GAMAFLARE. Thank you, MatchFit Entertainment and Mozzo and SIMRACING and all of the the usual people that get involved with this sort of stuff. So awesome stuff. That was round 9, ladies and gentlemen. Round 10, the final round next week on a Monday night. Let's have a quick look at the calendar. It is at Barcelona. Epic track to finish the series off. We will once again thank all of those people. Obviously, Crossy, True to Life Racing, Sim Blacks, MATCHFIT Entertainment, GAMAFLARE, and our viewers and you legends for tuning in again on a Monday night. We will see you next week, Monday night, Barcelona. Bye for now.